Okay, Alexa, let's cut it. Doctor of Violence here, and this is our first ever film review. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm reviewing Detective Pikachu. Confession, I have not really participated in the Pokemon universe, so this is my first time. I mean, I'm familiar with the character. I've sent memes around or whatever, but I hadn't been exposed to the whole world. I am a fan of Deadpool, so thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for bringing me this joyous character.
Pika Pika. It's just me.
So let's get into it. Congrats to Hollywood, the first time they haven't actually ruined a video game movie. Props to them for creating a compelling story and casting the crap out of it. Ryan Reynolds killed it. So the plot. It's your basic detective mystery story, but featuring a Pikachu. It's a kid named Tim who finds out that his father had died, so he goes to Rhyme City to collect his stuff out of his dad's apartment. There he meets Detective Pikachu, who is the one Pokemon who can talk to a human, so Tim and Pikachu can converse.
Did you just talk? Whoa. Did you just understand me?
Oh my God, you can understand me. Stop. I've been so lonely.
And together they realize that, you know, something's rotten in Denmark. So they set out on this journey to find out what happened to his dad, what happened to Pikachu, because Pikachu was his father's original partner. And you're all about this buddy comedy of these two characters joining forces to discover this mystery. There's a love interest, but who really cares about that? We're all here for the Pikachu. Some cold, hard facts. The director is Robert Letterman from Shark Tale or Goosebumps. His bread and butter is animation, live action, and everything, and he did a lot with this universe. He worked very closely with the key members of the Pokemon team. He was actually really nervous to make this film because of its history and its hardcore fan base. Next up, we have Ken Sugimori, who drew the original Pokemon. With this film, all concept art was sent to him for approval, so he was definitely on board to make sure the whole world would be credible. They even had a team of experts on set who were constantly fact-checking the world that they were trying to create, even down to the weight of the backpack that one of the characters was carrying, because she would carry Psyduck. They wanted to make sure it had to be a 40-pound backpack, so she had to literally run through the Scottish Highlands with a 40-pound backpack because that's how heavy Psyduck actually was. So they had somebody fact-checking the crap out of this because they really, as much as the director said he wanted to create a great story and a fabulous journey for everybody to get along with, they were making this film for the hardcore fan. And let's talk about the release date. I mean, I'm hardly surprised that a Pokemon film is coming out now because the very kids who grew up playing Pokemon and watching the anime series are the ones who are participating in the making of the film. Justice Smith, the main character, was an avid Pokemon player. I mean, this kind of parallels when Marvel films started becoming actually good, once the people who read the comic books were then involved in the studio making those decisions.
You found yourself a Pokemon partner.
Cute! Oh, that feels so good. What happened?
So I want to share with you 3 reasons why I think this film actually works. First up, it's basically Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was cartoons and humans living in the same world. It's a comedy mixed with a complex detective story. Even the language in both these films is the same. You could quite easily swap the dialogue of one film with the other.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
My problem is that I push people away and then hate them for leaving.
So the moral of the story is Detective Pikachu could not happen without Robert Zemeckis, who directed Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's a twist. That's very twisty.
The second reason why it works is ontology. I know, that's philosophy, but it refers to the nature of our being, which is why I think Pokemon characters resonate so well with us. It's because they are people who are unapologetically themselves. They are beings in their purest form, what they want, who they are. It is their essence, it is their costume, it is their features and way they can fight the enemy. You know, if your destiny is to be a dragon who has flames coming out of its tail, that's who you are. And thinking about it, the reason why Pokemon resonates so well is because we are all a different Pokemon. I mean, within one day, we can go from one to another, one of the many characters. There's a Pokemon for every mood, for every reaction, for every inner feeling we have.
This is what a Frenchman would call caliente fiesta.
It's not French.
And the final reason why you should like this film is because of science. I'm being serious. There is a doctor who did a comprehensive study which shows that, kids who grew up playing the Pokemon game and played it on their Game Boy actually developed a point in their brain which is conditioned to love Pokemon. So this part of our brain gets activated again when we go to the cinema. That's right, Hollywood has a team of scientists who are all working in lab coats somewhere out in the West, conditioning us to like the films. Okay, here are a few tiny things that perturbed me. And I say tiny because I really did enjoy this film. First, lack of a villain. I mean, spoiler alert, they had a villain. It's Bill Nye, and that's something that I definitely expected when I knew he was on the bill. I was like, this guy's, I feel like you always have the British guy who's like the evil genius, right? So he's in it, but that part was kind of convoluted for me. He's really obsessed with wanting to put himself in a body of, a strong Pokemon and destroy the world or destroy the relationship. See, I'm not even sure about this point because it happened so fast. And he also had a kid who was pretty evil as well, although then he's not evil at the end. So that part didn't work. I feel like in a film, in James Bond, you have this credible antagonist. In Shakespeare, you have an antagonist. In all these great things, you have a clearly defined enemy. I mean, hello, Thanos, hello. So that didn't work for me. I'm still mad about that. Which gets me to my other point. I thought that the ending was a bit rushed as well. Again, spoiler alert, just tune off. So at the end, you realize that the father is still alive because Mewtwo takes, the last dying breaths of the father, who is also a detective, and he puts it into the body of his Pikachu. So now, hence, he is Detective Pikachu and not just the detective's Pikachu. So it turns out throughout the whole film, while they were searching for the dad actually was in the body of the Pikachu the whole time. Now, I know that we're in a film where I'm engaging with a lot of suspension of disbelief, but for some reason that didn't make sense. I was like, how did he not recognize the voice of his dad? Because bing, bang, boom, at the end, you have Ryan Reynolds come out, he's the dad, and I'm like, are you even old enough to have a kid that age? I don't know, just totally took me out, and so that was not satisfying.
Get me the hell out of here!
Aside from that, I don't want to throw shade at this movie at all. It was super enjoyable. I probably will go see it again. And I'm definitely swearing allegiance to the Pokemon universe. I want to get my hands on some of those cards. I'm going to watch the anime series. I am on board. As I said before, there's a Pokemon for everyone. I just got to find mine. That's all we have time for today. Comment below. I am a novice and I am sure that I completely butchered aspects of the Pokemon universe that are super essential. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of Dr. Violence videos. We're going to have more theory videos. Let me know any reviews of films that you think that I should cover. And thank you guys so much for watching. Done! Done! Done!